understand. Airborne 1725 Zulu. Do you have an ETA, over? Estimating 20 minutes in Zulu. Give you a
I look forward to a great future for America. A future in which our country will match its military strength with our moral restraint, its wealth with our wisdom, its power with our purpose.
The crowd has been here since early this morning, and when he addressed the group in the parking lot across the street, he broke one of the cardinal rules of security. He went out into the crowd, and of course Secret Service men find this the most nervous time of any presidential appearance.
You all made us up here somewhere? Right behind you.
And I look forward to a world which will be safe for democracy and diversity.
If everything goes according to schedule, the next item on the program will be a rendition by the Texas Boys Choir.
The eyes, Texas, are upon you, all the live day. The eyes, Texas, are upon you, you cannot get away.
And to protect you against local enemies in the manner that you are protecting this nation against our foreign enemies, and to keep the rattlesnakes on Vice President Johnson's ranch from striking you, we want to present this pair of boots.
And I look forward to an America which commands respect throughout the world, not only for its strength, but for its civilization as well.
This has been the presidential breakfast from the Hotel Texas in Fort Worth. Now the presidential party will leave Fort Worth, go to Dallas, where this afternoon he will address a crowd at the Trade Mart.
The men who create power make an indispensable contribution to the nation's greatness.
One going up there to Hines and cut that service road off there with the Amherst going department.
But the men who question power make a contribution just as indispensable. For they determine whether we use power or power uses us. When power leads man towards arrogance, poetry reminds him of his limitations. When power narrows the areas of man's concern, poetry reminds him of the richness and diversity of his existence. When power corrupts, poetry cleanses.
Good evening. This is Walter Cronkite, back with more updates on the situation in Dallas today. We are filled with relief to announce that President Kennedy is in fact alive and well. We were told just moments ago he was making jokes with the First Lady, brightening her spirits after a day of unthinkable, evil acts for a motive yet unknown.
Now an address by the President of the United States, speaking live from Washington.
Today in the city of Dallas, we were reminded of the fragility of our existence and the strength of our nation. A lone gunman sought to silence what we stand for. But let me be clear. No single act of violence can ever drown out the voice of democracy. To the man who stood against us today, know that you have not weakened us. You have made us stronger.
And on this momentous day for America and the world, the President bids Godspeed to these daring voyagers as they prepare to etch humanity's footprint on the lunar surface.
Good evening. In a historic and highly anticipated address from the Oval Office, President John F. Kennedy today announced a decisive shift in American foreign policy that has...
I have come to the conclusion that the best course of action for our nation and for the people of Vietnam is to bring our soldiers home.
As the nation digests the monumental decision, voices from across the political spectrum weigh in. One such voice, former Vice President Richard Nixon, now a prominent radio personality, offered a scathing critique today.
And while we're on the subject of unresolved issues, let us not forget the shadow that still lingers over this administration. The failed assassination attempt on President Kennedy, The full truth of that day has never been disclosed. Who was really behind it? Why did it happen? Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook.
Our work is far from over. It's time to dream bigger, act bolder, for the sake of all Americans. In that fleeting moment, destiny whispered a second chance, not just for a man, but for a nation to redefine its destiny. What lies ahead is unknown, but it is a journey we shall embark upon together with renewed hope and unwavering resolve.
America, he claims, has forgotten how to fight, and so the world buys their oil with the ruble.
For the first time since his arrest in 1963, BBC secured an interview with Lee Harvey Oswald. Unfortunately, he only seemed capable of muttering a single phrase.
I shot him, ain't real. I shot him, ain't real.
Live from New York, it's Jackie Knows Best.
And there he is, President Kennedy. Not even the Secret Service could stop him from getting a front seat to the action for Boston today. There was a time, when this president would just wander right into the crowd. Of course, Secret Service men find this the most nervous time of any presidential appearance.